Do 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 do. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for visiting. I'm Nancy Gamon. Viewer April Allen asked, what other colors do you recommend for dyed flowers? I love this question. When I'm getting ready to dye a whole bouquet, I like to look at photographs of actual flowers for inspiration. The dyed results don't match the real ones exactly, but they look like they could be flowers because the colors come from nature. I'm starting with 3 pieces of fabric that I've already prepared for dyeing and have folded up to create a flower shape in the center of the fabric. If you need help with this part of the process, please see my video, How to Make Ice-Dyed Blooms. I'm going to dye all 3 of them at the same time in my dyeing pan. I have a plastic bin, a cooling rack, and then a metal baking pan with holes punched in the bottom, and paper on top of that just to keep the fabric from picking up the design that's on the metal tray. So I'm just going to arrange these 3 flowers in the pan, and I'm going to cover each bloom area with a little damp rag. This is actually just a makeup remover towelette that's gone through the laundry. This will help the fabric hold its shape when I put the ice cubes on, and also protect the fabric from any spotting that might occur from powdered dye that doesn't dissolve all the way. I'm also going to put some damp rags over this foliage area to protect that as well. And now I'm going to cover the project with a layer of ice cubes. I really took a careful look at the photographs of the flowers and chose dye colors that I thought matched what was going on in the picture. For the first flower, I'm going to start with a little bit of dye called Wisconsin Camo right at the tip. Then I'm going to put bright yellow all along the area that will be the petals. I'm going to add some fire red right in the center of the petal area. For the next flower, I'm putting bright yellow at the tip to form the center of the flower. Then I'm putting red violet along the petal. And since the tips of the petals are white, I'm just going to leave that area blank and not put any dye there at all. The third flower really has a lot of colors going on. So I'm going to put some amber waves at the tip, followed by a little bit of ginger snap, then some light red, some bubble gum, which is a very pale pink, so I'm really going to put a lot of dye on. It takes a heavy hand to get that pink color. Finish up with our color of the day here, bright yellow. For the foliage area, I'll just sprinkle on 3 different greens to create some depth. I'm starting with Grasshopper, and here's some Kingfisher blue, which is kind of a sprucey color. And then I'll finish up with some Avocado. Now I'm going to let the project rest overnight for the ice to melt, the powder to turn to liquid, and the color to seep down into the fabric. So I'm going to let it rest just as it is for about 22 hours. Let's take a look at what pretty flowers have appeared for us. Looks like we have some yummy colors here. I have high hopes. Let's take a look at this first flower. Keep in mind that the colors will be really dark on the damp fabric. A lot of the dye will rinse out, and then of course when they're dry they'll be lighter colored too, but this one looks gorgeous. And here's our purple one. The edges maybe didn't stay quite as white as I'd hoped, but it looks like we've got the general idea of that white rim around the edge and the purple in the center. So I'm curious to see how that one turns out. And here's the last one. So the next step is to rinse these fabrics in cold water until the water runs clear, and then wash them in hot water with a splash of Textile Detergent. Rinse that out and then let them soak in hot water with a splash of Retayne dye fixative for about 20 minutes. Rinse that out, let them dry, and then press with a real hot iron to bring out the little whispers of color. So I'll take care of the rinsing and get back with you with the finished results. Here are the completed fabrics along with the photographs that inspired them. While the fabrics don't look exactly like the pictures, if you're looking to create variety in your work, using photographs can be a useful reference. If you'd like to experiment together, head on over to my website at nancygamon.com, where you can check out the current selection of workshops. Do 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 do.